Number 8. The sound of silence. Imagine you're walking down a street you know well, a street that's always buzzing with the sounds of traffic, distant sirens, and the low hum of daily life. But today there's nothing. The noise isn't just gone, it's been replaced by a heavy, unnatural stillness. Your brain, which is basically an overcaffeinated prediction machine, immediately registers this as an error. It knows the normal baseline of your environment. That lack of sound isn't calming. It's a giant, blinking red light. This is your nervous system's way of yelling, "Hey, something's wrong." And it's not just a hunch. It's a primal alarm clock. In the wild, sudden silence often meant a predator was lurking nearby, and every other animal had gone dead quiet in a collective act of, "Oh, we're all about to get wrecked." Your body reacts to this by flooding you with adrenaline. Your senses sharpen, your heart rate skyrockets, and your pupils dilate, all to give you a microscopic edge in the next few seconds. The science is simple. The sudden absence of expected noise is a data point that your brain interprets as a threat, even if you can't consciously pinpoint why. It's the sound of nothing telling you everything. Number 7. The unexplained thud. You're home alone, probably scrolling on your phone, and a muffled thud echoes from somewhere in the house. Maybe the basement, maybe the attic, maybe just somewhere you're not. It's not loud. It's not a crash. Just a single, soft, inexplicable thud. For some reason, this small, meaningless sound is more terrifying than a thunderclap. Your brain, that brilliant little conspiracy theorist, immediately discards all logical explanations like a book falling off a shelf or the house settling. No, it immediately leaps to the most melodramatic B-movie conclusion. There's someone else in the house. Your mind fills in the blank with the scariest possible answer, because evolutionarily it's safer to assume a small ambiguous sound is a danger rather than just a benign one. This is a classic example of hypervigilance, where your brain overanalyzes every piece of sensory data, especially when you're in a state of perceived vulnerability. That single thud isn't just a noise, it's the sound of your brain deciding it's time to panic. Number 6. The sound of your own heartbeat. You're lying in bed, trying to fall asleep, and suddenly you can't ignore it. It's a rhythmic, low-frequency pulsing in your ears. Thump, 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 thump. The sound is your own heart, but it sounds impossibly loud, like it's trying to escape your chest. This happens for a few reasons. Maybe you're stressed, and your heart rate is elevated, or maybe you're just paying too much attention to it in a moment of stillness. But here's the unsettling part. For many people, this isn't just a distraction. It's a genuine source of dread. It can be a symptom of a panic attack, where the sound of your own accelerating heartbeat feeds the fear, creating a feedback loop. Your body's most essential, life-giving rhythm suddenly feels alien and threatening. It becomes a countdown, a constant reminder that something is wrong, even when it's the most normal, most fundamental sound your body produces. It's the sound of your own life source turning on you, even if just for a second. Number 5. The eerie squeak. We all know this one. You're in a dark room, or maybe walking down a hallway in an old building, and you hear a faint, high-pitched squeak. It's not loud. It's not a scream. It's too small for that. But your brain immediately connects the sound to something small and fast-moving that you can't see. A rat, a mouse, maybe a hinge on a door opening behind you. The sound is so unnerving precisely because it's ambiguous. Your brain, again, defaults to the worst-case scenario because it's a survival mechanism, an unseen threat. The squeak sends shivers down your spine, not because it's a terrifying noise in and of itself, but because it's the audio cue for a shadow that just moved out of the corner of your eye. This is your mind connecting the dots from an ambiguous sound to a specific threatening image. The sound isn't the danger, it's the harbinger of a danger you can only imagine. And what you can't see is always scarier than what you can. Number 4. The inexplicable groan. You're alone in your house, and from somewhere outside, the attic, the basement, a space you're not currently occupying, you hear a long, low groan. It's the kind of sound a building makes when it settles, the sound of wood contracting or a rusty pipe vibrating. But in a moment of stillness, your imagination latches onto the most sinister explanation, that it's a living thing. Your mind will try to rationalize it away, but a part of you is already picturing something heavy and alive moving through the walls. This is a classic example of anthropomorphism, where our brains project human-like qualities onto inanimate objects or sounds. You're not just hearing a house settle. You're hearing the sound of something suffering or breathing right next to you. A sound that is both a threat and a cry for help all at once. It's the sound of a place becoming a presence. Number 3, the crunch you didn't make. You're walking through the woods at night, or maybe just in your backyard. You take a step and hear the sound of a twig snapping. Perfectly normal. But then you hear another snap and another, and you didn't take a step. It's the sound of something else moving, but you don't know what it is. The sound of an unseen footfall is one of the most primitive, hardwired danger sounds in the human nervous system. We evolved in an environment where an animal stalking you sounded just like a predator moving through the brush. Your brain immediately goes into threat assessment mode, and the more footsteps you hear, the more your mind fills in the blanks. A large animal? A human? You don't know. But the sound of something else moving towards you is a universal danger signal that your body takes seriously. Number 2, the soft, rhythmic clicking. This one is less about what something is and more about what it isn't. Imagine you're on your own in a house or a building and you hear a steady, soft clicking sound. Click, 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 click. It's not a clock. It's too soft for that. It's not a pipe. It's too regular. This is the sound your brain associates with precision, with a machine that is operating without human intervention. Your brain is a phenomenal pattern recognition tool. It can pick up on a pattern like this and flag it as unnatural, and therefore dangerous. Maybe it's a sprinkler system. Maybe it's a pipe, but the sound is so deliberate and unhuman that your brain starts to fill in the blanks with the kind of machine from a horror movie. Something is running, something is working, and whatever it is, it's not supposed to be there. This is a sound that preys on our fundamental distrust of perfect mechanical repetition, of something that works with a cold, inhuman precision. Number 1, the misplaced voice. This one is the scariest of them all because it's the one your brain can't easily explain away. You're alone and you hear a voice. Maybe it's your name being whispered. Maybe it's a snippet of a conversation. But the thing is, there's no one there. Your brain immediately enters a state of high alert, not because of the sound itself, but because it's a sound that should not exist in your environment. You hear a sound and your brain processes it. But when the sound is a human voice and you're alone, your brain scrambles to find a rational explanation. You might think you imagined it, you might think it came from another room, but the unsettling reality is that you are now hearing things, and that's terrifying. It can be a symptom of extreme fatigue, stress, or even a precursor to a panic attack, but your brain will immediately go to the supernatural. You're hearing things that aren't there, and there's a part of you that knows something is deeply, profoundly wrong. The most dangerous sound you can hear is the one that proves your reality isn't what you thought it was. It's the sound of your mind betraying you.